A young entrepreneur found himself crushed under the weight of a failed business. His debts were overwhelming, his creditors were pressuring him, and he saw no way out. Hopeless and emotionally drained, he wandered into a nearby park and sat on a bench with his head in his hands. Just then, an elderly man noticed his distress and asked what was wrong. The young man poured out his story, his business collapse, his unpaid debts, and his sense of failure. The old man listened quietly, then said he believed he could help. He asked for the young man's name, took out a checkbook, wrote a check for $500,000, and handed it to him. He told him, "Take this. Come back here in exactly 1 year and return it to me then." The check was signed John D. Rockefeller, one of the wealthiest men in history. Stunned, the young man didn't rush to the bank. Instead, he locked the check away in a drawer. He never touched it. But its existence changed everything. With that check in his possession, the fear that had paralyzed him began to fade. He felt as though he had a safety net. He began negotiating with his creditors with calm confidence, asking for more time and better terms. He made sharp business decisions, cut unnecessary losses, and restructured his operations. Slowly, he pulled his business out of crisis. In less than a year, his company was back on its feet. He hadn't spent a dime of the check, but it had given him the courage to act boldly. Exactly 1 year later, he returned to the same park with the check in hand, eager to thank and repay the old man. As he approached, a nurse came rushing up and stopped him. She explained that the old man was a patient at a nearby care facility suffering from memory loss and often introduced himself as famous people, including John D. Rockefeller. The young man stood there in shock. The check had been worthless all along, but as he slowly smiled, he realized the truth. It was never the money that changed his life. It was the belief in himself. That piece of paper didn't solve his problems. His courage, clarity, and determination did.